Hey guys, Token Vaping, Florida Pacific Vapes. Um, Today's flavor review is actually a really cool one. It's definitely for those of you out there that are looking for a blast of flavor, but that is not going to short you on clouds or uh, an all-day vape appeal. The company that I'm referring to is called Kodiak Elixirs. Now, some of you may already know this company. You may be vaping on it. You may have sampled them. Your shop may carry them. They do have an original line that started this company with. It's called Strength, Fortitude, and Balance are the three names. Um, on a later video, I can actually go more in depth with those flavors. I apologize for right now. I don't have that line at my disposal. But this line, they definitely want to try to push. This is their newest line. It's what people would classify as their premium line because they put a little bit more, I guess, oomph into this flavor profiles, consistency of the juice, and just the overall presentation of this. Now, in no means does that take anything away from their original line. It's just this is a new avenue that they're going with, so this is where their focus is on at the moment. Um, the cool thing that I really am looking forward to with this line is, if you can see it right there, it says Kodiak Elixirs, and then right underneath it says World Expedition. Now, what they're trying to do with that is they're basically going to be doing a flavor per continent. Um, so how they determine what flavor specifically represents that continent, that's basically kept to them. They don't divulge that to anybody and everybody. That way people aren't already knowing what it is, or other people are trying to copy it, and trying to take away from their thunder, so to speak. The first one that they started off with is North America, which is this one right here. They just came out with one for Asia, and then they will be doing South America, Europe, Australia, Africa, and Antarctica. Now, I'm not sure the specific order that they're going to be going at, or if that is the order, but I know that that is everyone that they are going to try to have one for. As far as how quickly they're going to be able to come out with them, I'm going to assume that since they already know what they're doing as far as making flavors and juices, and this isn't just a brand new out of the gate company, they're probably going to do it consistently, but they're not going to try to do it too quickly to overflood and not have people get a chance to actually try, taste, or enjoy the flavor that's out currently. Now, this company does have a Facebook page. They also have an Instagram page. Website specifically, they go through a few other different sites as well as through retail shops. It's their way of kind of helping support local businesses and websites like that, so that they sell their product as well. So they pull business in, but then Kodiak also gets business off of that as well. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody, and it's a nice way to just kind of help support local communities as well. The one site that they do recommend, or they suggest themselves directly, is called vapeaffliction.com. Now, on that site, you can purchase this bottle right here, which is a 30 ml bottle, for $18. Yeah, that's not a bad price at all, considering you walk into a store. Some stores nowadays, you buy a 15 ml for close to that. So it's definitely a good deal. It is offered in four nicotine levels. It's a 0, a 1.5, a 3, and a 6. I don't know for sure if they're going to offer a higher nicotine content as far as like a 12 or an 18. I do know that per the public, most people comfortably vape around a 3 or a 6. Now, that's not to say that they don't go higher, but that just nowadays seems to be about the norm. The ratio for this, I'm not exactly sure specifically why they did it in 0.5s. But it's interesting just because it's different, I guess. But it's an 80.5 to a 19.5. So I'm not an expert in this. I'm not a mixologist. I'm not a Scientologist or anything like that. But I don't know how much of a difference the point 0.5 increments make. But they know what they're doing. This is, like I said, this isn't the first flavor that they've come out with. So obviously, if there's a reason for that, why they're doing it, they have a specific reason behind it with a purpose. Now, as you can see for the bottle here, it is the amber color bottle, child safety cap. They do come safety sealed. So again, I must say, like I do in all my videos, if your bottle comes to you or you purchase a bottle and in any way, shape, or form it looks tampered with, ripped, broken, busted, missing juice, do not vape it at all. Let the store know that you buy it from. Let a website know that you purchased it from. Let the company know directly that, hey, this is what I purchased. Here's a picture of what it looks like. This is what's wrong with it. Can you help me out? Most companies that I know are not going to say, no, we don't want you to have a safe vaping experience. You're stuck with it. They usually do everything they can to make sure that you do get what you paid for, and that it is an enjoyable vaping experience. The other thing that helps with companies like this as well is that they have a manufacturing born on date. They also have a lot code. So the lot code, or on some bottles you'll see it's kind of like a UPC label. It's for a barcode, but it lets them know what batch, what lot, what pallet that specific bottle came from, which is actually really cool, and it shows that they have care and consideration in what they're doing, so that they know where to go back to instead of having to try to go through everything that's going out of their facility. You have the warning label there, ingredient label, and then you have your packaging information there as well. They have the logo here with the Kodiak bear head, and then they have their nicotine strength. Now, I like the label just in general because of the way that the letters are written, and then the way that the logo and everything else is put on here. The darkness of it actually adds to the appeal. It's nothing super fancy or in your face, but it has a very old world map parchment paper style look to it, which, if that's what they were going for, they definitely hit it. If it's not, well, then you know what? You should just say that. I'm just kidding. It definitely has a nice look to it as well. So it definitely is appealing, and it fits what they're trying to go with as far as this avenue of flavor lines. Now, as I stated, they are doing one for each continent. The newest one that is on the market is Asia. I have not had the opportunity to try that one yet. I am working on it. It is a green tea, peaches, and other fruit. It's supposed to be just kind of a flavorful tea from Asia, which is one of the things that Asia, just as a continent overall, is known for, is tea. But they have some of the best ones out on the market right now. Now, North America, this is the one that I got the honor of trying. It's right here. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how they specifically decided to choose this flavor. That's on them, and that's their choice. But the flavor for the North America option is lemon meringue pie. Now, I'm not a huge lemon meringue pie person. I have tried it a few times. It's just been a bit more sweet than I prefer. That's not to say that that's a bad thing. I'm just not a sweets type of person. But if anybody's ever had a homemade pie, a homemade meal, a homemade anything, whether your grandmother made it, whether your mom made it, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, even if it's just a bowl of chicken soup, when it's made a specific way or it's made with care and you eat it, there's always, I don't know if it's more of a mental thing or if it's just in general, it just happens, but I do know it happens. You get a very warm, fuzzy feeling from it. That's about the easiest way I can explain it. It's pretty much the start of where everybody started calling certain dishes comfort food, because when you eat it, you can't help but feel, you feel safe, you feel at home, you feel comfortable, for a lack of a better word. And it's a very hard flavor or feeling to emulate in a vaping juice, of all things. But I'm going to tell you right up front, Kodiak kind of hit it with this one. Now, I'm not going to say that the second you vape on this, you're going to basically feel like you're whisked away and you're like in your bed, comfortable, relaxed, with a bowl of homemade chicken soup or something like that. But you definitely, if you're looking for a vape that's going to give you a full-bodied flavor, really good cloud production, but a warm feeling when you vape it, and not because of what power level you're vaping it on, but just a warm, comfortable feeling to where you can see yourself just relaxing after a long day, kick your feet up, throw something on the TV, and just vape on this, and just vape on it, and just vape on it. This definitely will be one of those choices. Now, before I go any further, I need to, excuse me, I need to reiterate, this is just my opinion. In no way, shape, or form am I trying to tell anybody out there that this is the end-all, be-all, what you need to go off of. There are people out there that try to do that because of who they are or their status or however many subscribers, followers they have. All I try to do with these is that I just want the vaping community as a whole to be as well knowledged and well versed in options for them out there. I don't want people to walk into a vape shop of any kind and basically feel like they have two options and that's it. Not because that's all there is, but because that's all they know. Human nature wise, we don't like to admit that we don't know a whole lot about anything, especially if it's something that we feel we enjoy or we like. So if anybody out there takes this as me trying to come off and say this is law or this is the word, it's not. This is purely just my opinion, my reaction, my feelings towards whatever I'm doing a demonstration of. So if it helps somebody else out there and they say, hey, you know what? Wow, that's actually kind of cool. I should give that a shot. Or I've seen that in my shop. I have never tried it before. Now I know kind of what to expect from it. Maybe I can try it. Great. You know, that's icing on my cake. But if not, you know what? If nothing else, it just lets you know that there are multiple flavors and multiple options, different companies out there as well. And that's really all I'm just trying to do is just help spread more options for vapors as a whole. So with that being said, I'm going to show you the cloud production on this one. Like I said, this is North America from Kodiak Elixirs World Expedition. I'm doing it on my Skelly with the Flawless. And as always, I got to quickly say, I'm doing the Texas stuff. Cotton, it's not another pansy-ass cotton ball, but USA_vape mama. You can contact her for all of the cotton needs with that as well. So that's pretty much what I have switched over to. And as you can tell, like I said, this is an 85, it's an 80.5 and 19.5 mix ratio. Now, I'm not an expert in that. I'm not a specific mixologist, so to speak, so I'm not sure if the 0.5 increments make a huge difference or if it's one of those that it's just enough to tweak a difference out of it. But if it works for them, great. You know what? I can't say that that's what makes this so enjoyable, but if it has part to do with it, then hey, you know what? If there are other people watching this or checking this out, it might be something you want to look into as well. So regardless, either way, this is Kodiak Elixirs World Expedition, North America flavor. It's a lemon meringue pie. And as always, if you can see it right there, it is on 60 watts. So as you can see, absolutely no slack, no problem whatsoever in the cloud department. Flavor-wise, from the second it hits your mouth, all you taste is lemon meringue. The exhale of that is definitely going to be a whipped cream. If you've never had a lemon meringue pie, honestly, I would actually suggest trying this flavor first and seeing if you'll like it. Because if not, a lemon meringue pie by itself, for the real thing, is definitely going to have a much stronger taste to it. And some people aren't a huge fan of the lemon or the little citrus kick that it has. Now, that's not everybody. But this is mild enough that it definitely gives you an example of what it's going to taste like. So if you can handle this, then by all means, definitely try the real thing. You may enjoy it even more. However, on the reverse of that, if you tried lemon meringue pie before and you say, you know what, it just wasn't for me, I wasn't a fan of it, I didn't like this or that about it, it might deter you from trying this specific flavor. And I just feel that that would be kind of a missed opportunity. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of lemon meringue pie, but this flavor I actually could vape on a regular basis just because it has enough sweetness to it that it gives you a flavor saturation to your system, but it's not overpowering. It does last throughout the vape. It's just never overly sweet. And the whipped cream on the end definitely gives a little bit of a mellow smoothness to this to even that out. Throw kick wise, it's very, very slight, if at all. This is the when I started trying this flavor out, I did do a brand new wick. So after it settled and the cotton soaked up the juice on a regular basis, it's ever so slight, but I did feel one very, very rarely. But I can't tell you that there's absolutely none, because if there are people out there that are sensitive to that feeling, I don't want to say that there isn't any and then they feel one and they're like, well, you know, what happened? You said there wasn't. It's very slight, but there is one. It's just not on a regular vape. I don't feel it on every single vape that I take of it, but I do feel it every so often. But beyond that, this is probably one of the smoothest vapes when it comes to an actual dessert pie flavor that I've come across in a while. Not to say that other ones that I've tried are bad or too much. Most of the other ones have just had a very specific flavor profile that as soon as you vape it, it hits. It's not more of a flavor full, it's more of a flavor shot, which on some flavors is definitely more enjoyable to me. This is more meant, I believe, to be just a smoother vape so that it makes it, last longer, or a little bit more just fulfilling, which they've definitely hit with that. And then, as I stated before, the cloud reduction is definitely dense. At an 80.5, it's definitely going to have clouds to that. Definitely there, definitely solid. Some clouds you see off of the higher PG juices, I can blow directly at the camera and you can still kind of see through it as more of a haze. The thicker you go on the VG, it definitely clouds up to where, for a few seconds it definitely is solid there. So I have not tried it with this one yet. I normally do just to see how much of a difference there is in the taste of it, but I'm gonna go ahead and raise this up to I'm gonna go to 70, and as you can see right there, not what I normally vape on. It is a bit higher, but I'm curious to try it with this just to see how much of a difference it makes in the flavor as far as having the higher heat presented with it. So on 70 watts. Okay. That's about par for the course. Definitely enhances the flavor a bit more. The clouds are a little bit more solid. I start to notice. Well, let me do one more before I say this. Yeah, I start to notice a bit more of the throat kick on a higher level. So I don't know if that's just the norm. Like I say, I don't normally vape that high on a regular basis. But if you do like having that throat kick there for the nicotine aspect of it, then it definitely is there. If you're not, just depending on what type of build and stuff you have, you'll just find your niche in there as well. Overall, very impressed, very happy with this flavor. Like I said, not a huge fan of the actual pie. This I could definitely vape on. So if the rest of their line stays with this consistency, this is going to be a very hard line to beat as a total all day vape line. Like I said, it just really comes down to what other flavor profiles they're going to come out with for the other continents. I will try to do a video on the Asian one. That's the green tea, peaches, and other fruit. But I will definitely be reaching out to this company for future flavors so I can kind of keep everybody updated to find out where the line is going and which way it's heading. It's headed, whether it's going to be 100%, overall amazing, or if it's just going to be, specific flavors that people are going to pick and choose out of this instead of the whole set. But with that, Kodiak Elixirs, thank you very, very much for the opportunity to do this video for your flavor. Great start. Hopefully that the rest of it just keeps up with this, and you'll have an amazing line to begin with. Like I said, they have a Facebook page, Instagram page. Definitely check them out. Give them a follow or a like. I'm Token Vaping. I'm employed with Pacific Vapes. You can subscribe, follow, like. I'm on Facebook. I'm here on YouTube, Instagram. I have a Pinterest page. Any questions, comments, concerns, constructive criticism, anything out there you guys want to hit me up with, feel free. I'm not shy to listen. I definitely will do what I can to fulfill any requests that are out there. Any day that I can continue to do this to help the vaping community as a whole in a positive light, I definitely am all for. I 100% fully support this, and I will do everything I can to help keep this going. So until next time, guys, vape on, vape strong. Have a good day.